Good day to children. Today I am here to take the third video of power sharing. Children, you might be remembering about what we learned in the first video and the second video. The first video, it was basically telling you about Belgium, its ethnic composition, and the basic problems they were facing and the strategy that they adopted. The strategy what they adopted was accommodation. The second video was with respect to Sri Lanka, where it was located and the problems that they were facing and the policy that they adopted. It was majoritarian policy, and ultimately it was not possible for them to have a better government by following majoritarianism. Now let us move on to the third video. It is basically telling you about, is power sharing desirable? Is power sharing desirable? Yes, power sharing is desirable in two grounds. One is prudential reason and the second one is moral reason. Under the prudential reason, it basically tells you it helps to reduce conflict. It reduces the possibility of reducing the conflict between the social groups. And also it ensures stability of political order. That we understand through the first video, where it says that how Belgium were able to reduce the conflict by the accommodation policy. And ultimately, it ensures stability of political order. And what about the second one? The moral reason. Moral reason is the very spirit of democracy, where a very democratic rule involves sharing of power. That is, people have all the right to be consulted. People is given all the right to participate in the government. They have all the say in the government. Ultimately, they become a stake in the system. And thus we say that power sharing is valuable. It is that important. That is what is mentioned in the moral reason. The next part is about basic principles of democracy. That is, must democracy have the sharing of power? That is, sharing of power must be there in democracy or not? That we can understand through the basic principles of democracy. Number one, people are the source of all political power. People is a most important person that we understand through the definition given by Abraham Lincoln. It is by the people, of the people, and for the people. So it is people is considered as the most important. The second one says that people rule themselves. Yes, what do? We take a leader from our own, from ourselves, and it is they who rule us. So, to mean to say that people rule themselves through the institutions of self-governance. Due respect must be given to the diverse groups. Yes, we understand that we have different social groups. We have lot of linguistic groups. We have the scheduled caste, we have scheduled tribes. So we must give importance to all the groups, even to the minority groups. And the last one is, every citizen has voice. We agree to this fact also, that is, everyone is given the right to speak. Speak in the government. If they have any issue, they have all the right to speak. So we conclude by saying that in a democracy, political power should be distributed among as many citizens as possible. And the next part is forms of power sharing. The forms of power sharing. That is the first point, is among different organs of government. Now, when you talk about the different organs, we know that it is legislature, executive and judiciary. It is the legislature, executive and the judiciary. All the three are on the same level. It is in the horizontal level. So all of them, they play their own part. They play their own part. So it is called the horizontal division of power. It allows all the organs of the government placed at the same level to exercise different powers. And none of the organs can exercise unlimited power. If suppose one of the organ is exercising unlimited power, the other organ will check. It will put a full stop to them. Ultimately, there is a balance of power. So this power sharing, or that is under the organ of the government, it is also known as checks and balances. And the next one is among the government at different levels. To mean to say that it is a general government we have a general government for the entire country. And we have government at the provincial level or the regional level. This system is also known as the federal government. That is, we have a government at the center, we have a government at the state, then we have at the lower level, that the Panchayati Raj system. So this system is known as the vertical division of power. It is a vertical division of power. And the Constitution clearly lays down the powers of different levels of the government. And this is called a federal division of power. And India follow this form of government. And the third one is among different social groups. We are all aware that almost all the countries have different social groups. We have religious groups. We have different linguistic groups. We must give space to all these diverse social groups. Like we have the scheduled caste, we have the scheduled tribes. So we have to give space to these social groups. And this method is used to give fair chance or fair share in power to the minority communities. And this we learned in the Belgium too. In the Belgium we said they had a third government, which is called the community government, which gave importance to all the different linguistic groups. So from this we understand that each and every social group must be given a fair chance of power. And the last one is among the political parties, pressure groups and movements, in which it says that is, when a political party fails to get a majority in the legislature, different political parties come together to form a coalition government. That is, if a political party could not get a majority, the different political parties come together and they form a coalition. And these parties come together and they form a government. Then what about the pressure groups? In addition to the pressure groups and interest groups, they directly or they indirectly influence the government in the decision making. Pressure groups, if they have any difficulty, if they have any problem, they tell the government directly or indirectly, and they make sure that the decisions, they change the decisions of the government. They pressurize the government to change the decision. Likewise, we have a lot of movements by the traders, farmers, the industrial workers. They all can form special interest groups, and thus they, a special interest is created from within the government. So they have a share in the power by participating in the government committees or affecting policies through the movements. So from this we understand that we have the people are more important. All the social group must be given equal share in the government. Thank you. Before I conclude, I would like to recapitulate through the PPT. See, is power sharing desirable? Yes, power sharing is desirable on two grounds: prudential reason, moral reason. The power sharing, it reduces the possibility of conflict between social groups and also a good way to ensure stability. Moral reason, it says power sharing is the very spirit of democracy, and it also says that power sharing is very valuable. The sharing of power, must that there be in democracy? Yes, we can explain that with the help of the basic principles of democracy, in which it says that the people are the most important source of the political power. Then we say that people, they rule themselves through self-governance. Then we have due respect must be given to the diverse groups. Then last one is everyone has a voice in shaping of the public policies. And the last part is forms of power sharing. That is, we have 4 forms. One is among different organs of government, which is called the horizontal division of power. That is, the organs are legislature, executive and judiciary. So this is also known as the system of checks and balances. The second one is among the governments at different levels. This is the federal government or the vertical division. We have the government at the center, we have government at the state. So there is, that is, India follow this form of government. Then we have the third one, among the different social groups. That is what we discussed in the community government, where we have the religious and linguistic groups, and space must be given to these diverse social groups. And the last one is the political parties, pressure groups and the movements. Political parties, if they fail to get the majority, they form the coalition. And the pressure groups, that is, they directly or indirectly influence the government's decision making. And the third one is the movements by the traders, farmers and industrial workers. They also form special interest groups. And they have a share in the power by participating in the governmental committees or affecting the policies through the movements. I hope it is clear with respect to the third video. Before I conclude, there is an important assignment given to you for this particular video, that is, sharing of power makes a country more powerful and united. That is the first question. Second one is explain the different forms of power sharing. As you all know, you are supposed to write the assignments in the A4 size sheets. Make sure write neatly. Now you have assignments given for all the 3 videos. Compile all these 3 into one and try to submit. Thank you and have a great day.